we're cooking basic buns, but we've added Racy because we think Racy basic buns is fun, and it's Friday afternoon and it's fun. I first made buns with my grandma when I was ever so little, far littler than now. And she made buns. She said, "Do you want to make some buns?" So I said yes, because then I would get to lick the cake batter out of the bowl. And she used to make plain buns. They were buns. They weren't these frosted things we get now that are a bit American influenced. They were basic buns. So this is basic buns. So we've got these muffin cases because all the basic buns I've done from my professional life, I've used these. I get big bags of them, hundreds of them, because they're so much cheaper, and I needed hundreds of them. So yes, these are good. These are, I think they're called tulips or basic buns. So we're going to make a wet mix, we're going to make a dry mix, and then we're going to mix it together. We're going to pour it in here, and then we're going to go in the oven. So that's how basic this is. And so measure, you know, nobody's doing this heathen vegan home cook course without being able to bake basic buns, Racy basic buns. So here we go. Get a milk that you like. I'm using almond because A, I have it to use up, but also because it's nutty, so it's got protein in, so I'm okay about that. Plus, these Racy basic buns are, just saying it makes me smile, so, you know, forgive me, please. I'm putting almond extract in, so I'm using an almond milk. So we've got 300 ml there. We're putting in lemon juice to curdle. If you haven't got it, use apple cider vinegar. I'm not sure about anything else to use there, really. Right, so 120 ml of oil. Steady on, Julia. Don't be too racy. Yes, that was all right. That was only a gram over, so I'm going to forgive myself. We need a teaspoon each of these extracts. That's about a teaspoon. This is about a teaspoon. So, you know, these are Racy basic buns, so we need to crack on with it. So we've got these items in here now. In here, this is now doing its magic. Lemon juice is hitting that oil, hitting the milk, and is going curdle. So that is going there to do its thing. Even though we're Racy, we're just going to move things out of the way in a Racy style. Then on 375 grams of flour, plain flour, and if you don't have self-raising, when only you have plain and you need self-raising, just add baking powder, because that's what they do in the factories. So we're having salt is going in, 3/4 of a teaspoon, that's the 3, oops. Then bicarb, baking powder, baking soda, correction, not powder, baking soda, bicarb. So 3 of these, 3 half teaspoons of these. That's that. Let's get this out of the way. Sugar, obviously sugar, 280 grams, 270 grams if you were just a bit low on sugar. I think all of this is going in here, isn't it? More or less. That's that. Have I got everything in? Yes, I have. So good. Let's get this out of the way so you can see. So we'll just mix this up a little bit. Just to say again, you know, mix everything in a dish, in a bowl, before then mixing something else. So that's that, because you've got salt in there and you've got your bicarb, so you do want that to be mixed around before these wet ingredients hit. I haven't mixed that because that's mixing itself, falling into there. It makes no difference actually if you pre-mix that. So we're just mixing. We've done lemon drizzle already, but you might be hitting basic Racy buns before lemon drizzle. So we just may need to make sure that you know when the batter, this cake batter, is right and when it's not right. So it's not right if it's over mixed. If it's all completely smooth, you've gone too far. Don't go too far, don't race along. Do it like I'm doing it now. So we're just going to have a look at this. It's got some lumps in it. So it's mixed, but there are still some lumps, and those are little bits of flour. If you go further than that and get all of the flour mixed in, you end up with car sponge. You know, it's really quite unpleasant. And what you want is a cake that has risen, it's got little pockets of air and everything in. So this is all good. So now we've got the challenge of getting this into here. So we go back to our friend, the jug, and we lift him up and we carefully put the batter into the jug. Now, if I do this without spilling, it will be the first time ever. And bearing in mind, I have made a fair few cakes in my life. I used to make them and serve them with curry at the Brewery Arts in Kendal, and also the New Union doing, see, done it, good. I'm pleased actually I've spilt now because it feels right. But yes, those two venues in Kendal used to have heathen vegan food twice a week, curries and cakes. I just thought that was just a perfect combo. You'll need this. So let me just, no, let's go forwards. Let's go forwards, just scoop that bit of oil in there. Actually, it's just floating a little bit on the top. So yes, it's smooth enough and good enough to pour. So we're pouring to the top of the muffin tray. That will give you a nice big lump of Racy bun. And then what you can do is you can just take a leaf out of, well, I did it first. I didn't. I'm sure I didn't, but it was a good 4 years ago that I was using a teaspoon to get the middle out of one of these bad boys and filling it with all manner of nice things like lemon curd or jam or something. And then it was about a year ago I saw that on Asda's poster outside the shop, and I was like, oh, I wasn't original. How annoying. So I'm just pushing this in here. I'm not doing too bad a job at getting this even because, you know, I've done a fair bit of this, but don't worry about it. But you must obviously have a pourer, and if you find for some reason that you don't have enough, it doesn't matter. Just make 11 better ones. What else do I need to tell you? Yeah, if it's not pouring well, add a bit more milk. You know, for some reason, just make it a bit looser. So now I've got my 12 done. And I'm looking to see where I've perhaps been a little short. If you do spill mix down the side of the muffin cases, you know, you won't notice when you come to eat them. You'll be so busy looking at the sponge that you're putting into your mouth that you decided to put some frosting on. Although basic buns are so good you don't need frosting. You know, you just won't notice. I used to just wipe them down. A waste of time until I noticed that it didn't matter. You know, you want food quick and accessible and fun. So that's it, we've done it. I've not done too bad a job on that actually, considering it has potential for a big mess. So we've got a little bit of spillaging here, but nothing major. That will disappear, cook out. So that's that. It's going into an oven. It's 180 degrees in a fan oven. I've got a single fan oven. It's a basic Howden's oven that's years old, and it cooks cake perfectly. So know your oven. I've used professional ovens that have wrecked cakes because they're almost too powerful. So yes, in they go. We'll come back when our Racy basic buns have done their magic in private in the oven.